Welcome, food travelers. I'm Micah.
And I'm Simon.
In this episode, I'm headed to Sun Moon Lake, and I just got off the high-speed rail, going down into this railing station. I actually followed a bunch of signs that was pointing to Sun Moon Lake, and I headed to this visitor center where I bought a package, and that package included the bus ride, a boat ride, and a gondola ride. So with Sun Moon Lake is actually in the Yuchi Township of Taiwan. It's about 250 kilometers from Taipei and about 76 kilometers from Taichung Station. So basically, the best way to come here is either by car, if you have a car, or you take the public transportation, which is high-speed rail. So from high-speed rail from Taipei Station to Taichung Station was about an hour. And then from the bus ride, I believe it was another like 90 minutes. It was a pretty long day just to start off.
When I was down in Taiwan, unfortunately I wasn't able to visit this place, so I actually don't know too much about it, but it looks pretty from all the video that you had.
Yeah, so Sun Moon Lake is actually a very, very popular travel destination in Taiwan. Pretty much everybody I've spoken to every time I've come to Taiwan, they're always asking me, oh, so where else are you going to go visit or see besides just Taipei? So Sun Moon Lake has always been on my checklist of a spot that I wanted to visit and to see, and being kind of like a alpine lakes in the mountain area, it was a checklist. But after coming here, I don't know if it was actually worth all that trouble just to come here, because there is a lot of different transportations to get here. Being from Washington State, we have the North Cascades and the Alpine Lakes there, and this is very similar to that. If you are from Asia and you want something to look at like this is definitely worth it then. But if you're from Washington State, I don't think it's quite worth it there.
Yeah, being from that area in the Pacific Northwest, we are definitely blessed with having a lot of really beautiful nature to look at. It still looks pretty nice to me. I can understand it's not like that, I guess, visually popping as you would want things to be, especially if somebody has kind of hyped it up as being a really, gorgeous, beautiful place and all these other things, and you might be a little bit, I guess, I can see, disappointed in terms of comparing to what we've seen pretty much more regularly living in Washington State. But I can't fault people for wanting to see beautiful things in nature.
Yeah, so some other things I did want to mention is when I bought this package. So the package, like I mentioned earlier, included the bus ride, the boat ride, and then this gondola ride. I kind of feel like it was kind of misleading, because the person who was selling it to me, they were actually explaining and circling stuff in the map, saying, oh, you just take this bus ride and you get to this location, and you could just walk over to the gondola, take the gondola, then come back down, and then walk over to the pier, and then the pier would take you back to where the bus should take you back to the station, which is totally false. It was nothing like that. So when I took the bus, they actually took me to this drop-off location, which is in the middle of kind of nowhere. And these buses, they're not frequent. They're like every hour or every 2 hours. So if you miss one, you're kind of screwed. So I got to this location. I was completely confused. I had no idea where I was, and I kind of had to ask around and ask people, hey, where am I supposed to go next? This map shows nothing where I'm supposed to be. And they pretty much told me, oh, you gotta walk to the pier. I'm like, where's the pier? I pulled up Google Maps. It was kind of a short walk, I would say, but there's no shoulder or anything, and there's a bunch of buses and big trucks and cars going by, and you kind of don't feel that safe. But I did see people with strollers too, and they're just walking on the side of the road. It's kind of dangerous. But once you get to a pier, then you come through to this other location, and they kind of had a couple different stops too on that boat ride. They first had this tourist spot where they kind of want to sell you things, and I didn't get off there. I just want to go on the gondola ride, so I just stayed on a boat, and I talked to the driver of the boat, and they said, yeah, stay on. Then the next spot was this pier that I came to. It's like a Yi Dao Shao Wharf is the name of it, and from there you have to walk to this gondola station, which is, according to the signs, it said like 1.2 kilometers, but when I was tracking it with my GPS watch, the total tracking distance was a little bit over 3 miles in total. So it was a bit of a walk. And then once you get to this gondola station, it just goes on forever. It goes up, then goes down, it goes up again, it goes down again. And as you can see in the video, it goes on for quite a bit. And then they kind of take you to the station where you can get, I mean, I thought, okay, maybe I can just stay on the gondola and just go back, right? But no, you had to get off. I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. Because then once you get off the gondola, I saw the line, I'm like, oh my goodness, this line is like, it goes on forever. I was like, it's gonna be at least like an hour or 2 hour wait. They had this temple thing.
So this temple was the end of the line?
Yeah, they had this well, it was kind of kept going down, but then it goes back up again. But this temple thing is like an extra additional thing that you had to go pay for just to look at cherry blossoms.
But the temple was the end point, like you're taking all the gondolas essentially to get to that point. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, you're essentially you're going to this gondola to this temple, but then you had to pay for it, and it was not included in my package.
At least there's ice cream.
But then they have all these concession stands and yeah, the ice cream, and the ice cream was also misleading. I thought it was supposed to be soft serve, but it's not. It was a frozen ice cream that they put into the machine to make this twirl that looks like a soft serve, but it's not.
Did it taste like soft serve, or was it like harder ice cream that just got twisted?
It tasted like you said, harder ice cream that's twisted. It was not that soft, but for 80 Taiwan dollars, which is what, like 250 US, it is okay. I mean, I was already on the gondola ride forever. So then moving along, after going through that whole ride and everything, getting checked into my hotel, I kind of walked around the area looking for food. I was pretty hungry already. So by this point, this was a local spot in the town, and I think it was actually really good. It doesn't look like it's very much. People were really friendly. Food was really good. It was all very simple. The menu is not tourist friendly, so if you can't read or speak Chinese, I don't know what to say, but maybe use Google Translate with the camera. It might be able to translate a few things, but being able to read Chinese, it was fine for me.
It doesn't look too bad to me. It looks like one of your kind of restaurants that kind of just has probably good food that a lot of locals go to, and they don't spend, all the money to make everything look elaborate. It's just really good food and a nice atmosphere. Yeah,
it was definitely a local feel to it. Being in just kind of like in the countryside, so everyone is very friendly. Everyone kind of knows each other too, and if you name the spot to the hotel or anybody else, yeah, they'll know them. So some of the items that I got here was the shrimp. I got the Pao Chicken, got some vegetables. Believe I got a noodle dish and mushroom, and I don't know where the shrimp is from. Maybe it's from the lake, but it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks nice and fresh. Do you know what they seasoned it with it? Or what was the flavor like?
I don't quite remember what they seasoned it with. It tasted like a fresh steamed shrimp that's just really fresh and just really sweet. I don't really have too much to say about the shrimp itself, but with the Pao Chicken, I remember when I first got that one, it was really spicy with how much peppers or spice that they used on it. I had to get water and drink it down, and actually just eat a lot of the rice and vegetables with that. But then because the Pao Chicken, the way they were cooking it, and using the wok and having that wok power to it, it was actually it was executed very, very well for such a simple dish. I actually ordered a second dish of the Pao Chicken and requested for it to be non-spicy, but it was still a little bit spicy. I think for you, Simon, it'll probably be too much.
Probably. Spicy is hard. I remember on a trip to Thailand, I was at it was a buffet, and it was supposed to be a dish. I think it was noodles. I don't remember exactly, but it was supposed to be like mildly spicy. Like they had on it's the lower end of spiciness. And I remember saying, "Oh, okay, I guess I can have that." And I took the dish and I went back to the seat and I was eating that, and it was one of the spiciest things I had, and it burned my mouth like crazy. And it was one of the spiciest things, and I was thinking in my head, like, that's crazy that it's the mild spiciness, but then, at least with my taste buds, it was super, super spicy.
So you probably like numbed your mouth, and you're probably sweating like crazy too, huh?
I know. I was pretty much just kept water in my mouth and just held it in there.
So overall, I had a really good time here. Even though it's such a trouble just to come to Sun Moon Lake, it still felt like a pretty good adventure. Not planned out really well on my part, but I don't think it would have made a big difference even if I did. But overall, it was a good trip. I really enjoyed it. Weather was really great. It was still nice to be in nature overall, so definitely worth it if you are looking for adventure. And to wrap up the episode is our notable. For this notable goes to the Pao Chicken. For every bite, it was just so yummy and so tasty. It was just marinated very well, has all the spice in the right places, and it was so great that I had to get a second order of it. And to support our channel, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the YouTube algorithm. And for more photos, follow us on Instagram. See you guys on the next episode.